Hello, friends. Welcome back and welcome to a 2-day home reset here on my channel. If you happen to be new today, hello, I'm Robin. I'm so glad that you stopped by today. I filmed this video on a Saturday and Sunday. I was preparing my home before I left on a 5-day girls trip with one of my dearest friends. Charlotte is not only my friend, she's my neighbor, and her husband, David. They own a mercantile right around the corner from our neighborhood in our hometown, which means she loves to thrift shop as much as I do. I'll tell you guys a little bit more about our adventures later in the video. I don't know about you, but I have certain things I really like to prepare in my home before I leave on vacation, even if it's just for the weekend. And I guess you'd say probably my top three things would be to make sure there's clean sheets on the bed, pretty much have all my dishes washed, or at least have all the dishes in the dishwasher washed, put away if I'm good, and then having all of the clothes in the house washed, dried, and put away. Those are definitely my top 3 chores. Of course, Derek's not going with us on this trip, but I still wanted all this stuff done, which would make it easier for me when I got home because Derek will pretty much keep it tidy if I'll just get it tidy. Let me know in the comments section if there's anything I didn't mention in my top 3 that you must have done in your home before you leave on vacation. Okay, as you can see, I'm also going to do just some extra chores in the bedroom just because I haven't really deep cleaned this bedroom in some time. So I'm going to take the time to tidy up our nightstands and use a Clorox wipe and get them sanitized. Our little nightstands get dirty so quickly. I don't know about you guys, but mine is really small. As you can see, I've been looking for another little end table, maybe with a drawer, something to help me out as far as storing some of my stuff. Because as you can see, I have my body lotions, I have my magnesium, I have my chapstick, I have my cough drops, I have a what is that thing called? An alarm clock, which is just pretty much there for decorations. I don't usually use an alarm clock in the mornings, but I have everything on this little table. And you can't see it, but underneath on the second shelf, I've got my Bibles and some Bible studies and some journals. So this thing is loaded down. So I needed to take a second and tidy those up and, again, wipe those really well. Wipe those down and clean those. And then I'll also clean my mirrors. This mirror is new. It is from Walmart, and I absolutely love it. I needed just another full-size mirror, and I just needed something to go over here in the little corner. I used to have a mirror on the wall, and I had it for a pretty good length of time, and I just wanted something different. So saw that at Walmart one day and saved a little money and bought it, and I'm so glad that I did. Okay, then we'll move over and clean this little side table over here. If you've noticed, if you missed my last video, I moved down. First of all, I got rid of my little blanket ladder that was here to the left of this little side table. And then I moved down and centered my mirror and got some new sconces from Etsy. I love them. And I've got some little LED lights to go in them off of Amazon. And they are so pretty at night when we're in the bed. I am so enjoying this little touch in the bedroom. And it did kind of give me a little bit more space here in the bedroom. It was feeling just a little bit too cluttered with that blanket ladder. So we got rid of that. I actually gave it to my daughter-in-law to put in the grandbaby's room. We are soon to have our 8th grandbaby. This is, I believe, the 2nd day of May when I'm doing this voiceover. And Amelia Ray is due May the 23rd. So please be praying for my daughter-in-law, Vanessa. They had a little bit of complications when we had Lainey 2 years ago. And so we are just praying for mom and baby and just praying that everything will turn out perfectly and God will bless us with a healthy grandbaby and a healthy Vanessa when this is all over with. Okay, so now we're going to take it just a second and make some vacuum lines and vacuum the bedroom, and then we'll be on to the front of the house. Okay, that's pretty much all I'm going to do to the back of the house today. I'll do more tomorrow on the back of the house, but let's move to the front of the house. And I am going to put away just some groceries that Derek had picked up from Sam's. Not only am I preparing the house for me to go on vacation, but I'm also preparing the house because I'll have the kids over again on Sunday to do another Easter egg hunt. I mentioned before that if you're new, we're about to have our 8th grandbaby, so we have lots of grandchildren. And on Easter Sunday, we didn't get to have all the grandbabies here at the house. So we planned another Easter egg hunt for this Sunday here that I'm filming this. And we'll have, actually, I think all the grandkids get to come at one time on Sunday, and we'll have another Easter egg hunt for the grandkids. So I had a couple of more chores to do today because of all the kids coming back over on this Sunday. I'm going to plug the iron in because I've got some work shirts to iron for Derek before I leave on vacation. I'm going to make some fresh hummingbird water for the hummingbirds. I only have 2 right now. I'm sure Kathy and Charlotte, if you're watching this, you guys already have tons of them. But I've somehow only managed to have maybe 2. And in my mind, they're the same 2 every spring and summer, but who knows? I had mentioned not too long ago that I always have ants in my hummingbird feeder. I mean, almost immediately when I hang it up, we have ants in there. And a couple of you had mentioned to me what was called a hummingbird feeder moat, I believe is the proper name for it. And again, you guys teach me so much. That was something I did not really know about. So I picked one up off of Amazon, and you'll see that here in a few seconds. It's adorable. And we will put that or add that to our hummingbird feeder today when I go to put up my fresh water. So I wanted some fresh water out there before I leave. I think a lot of y'all change your waters like every day, every other day, but I'm not as good. I'll change mine when, it's maybe halfway empty, and then I'll change mine again. So it should last for the 5 days that we're gone. So we'll get that cooking on the stove over there. I think I put 2 cups of sugar and maybe 1 cup of water, something like that is my measurements. I just kind of eyeball it. I really don't measure it. So we'll get our dishwasher loaded and going. And again, when I leave for vacation on this Monday, I will not have all these dishes put up, but they will definitely all be clean. Okay, as I finish hand washing these dishes, then we'll fill up the hummingbird feeder, and then I'll iron some of Derek's work shirts, do some more chores around the house. And as I do this, let's talk about our girls' trip with Charlotte and I. Again, it was 5 days. last year when we went on our girls' adventure to Waco, Texas, to the silos, I actually did just a full video just of that. This year, I really wanted to just enjoy the vacation, not do so much filming, and just have, a little bit more time to myself and really enjoy it. So that's what I did this year. But I did try to take you guys along and post as much as I could over on Instagram. But I know a lot of you do not have Instagram. So I thought while I was editing this video, I could maybe insert some pictures and talk about our fun 5 days girl trip across Arkansas and Missouri. So we headed out on a Monday and we stopped at the historical Washington State Park in Washington, Arkansas. Our friend Fran had mentioned to stop by there, that they had a little cafe there, this historical state park, and Charlotte was on the hunt for some huckleberry preserves. We were going to have lunch there, and that was going to be kind of our day. For some historical landmarks, they have the biggest magnolia tree, I believe, in the state of Texas. Charlotte, you'll have to correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section. But we saw some really cool trees. It was a really neat place. However, the cafe was not open on Mondays. So we did not get to eat lunch there, nor did Charlotte get her huckleberry preserves. She does get it later on in our trip, but so that day was fun, but we had to, continue on and eat lunch somewhere else. But that was our first trip. Then we headed toward Rosebud, Arkansas, and we did a lot of antiquing at this sweet little place. I think I showed this on Instagram. It was a great little antique shop that was, I think, a couple of acres. They had a general store there and just lots of fun, lots of plants, and we did a lot of what you want to call junking. Besides just antique shopping, we did a little bit of it all at that little stop in Rosebud, Arkansas. I'll try to insert some pictures for you guys so you'll kind of see where we were. Now let's see, we went through Hope, Arkansas, and then we headed toward Little Rock, Arkansas on Thursday, and we took a tour of the Moss Mountain Farms. If you've ever heard of P. Allen Smith, I have never heard of him, or I hadn't at the time. Charlotte has been following him for about 20 years. He has a wonderful YouTube channel, so for all you master gardeners out there, I'm sure you guys have followed him also for some period of time. But we took a garden tour there. It was fabulous. I am going to try to do maybe a YouTube story and just do that about that garden tour that we took, because it was wonderful. But I will go ahead and insert some pictures here. Actually, Mr. Smith came and showed up that day and spoke to us, which was very unusual. And Charlotte was I should say Charlotte had her garden geek on that day. She was so excited to see him in person. And it was really cool. He was so knowledgeable about gardens. It was unreal. And his Moss Mountain Farms is incredible. So I do recommend you guys going on to YouTube and looking him up if you're wanting to start your own garden or already have your garden. He is full of knowledge. And then our last day on Friday, we headed toward Jefferson, Texas to do even more antiquing. We ran into this great little shop called Hula Hoops. It was adorable, very gypsy, very hippie inspired, lots of cats. They had a little dog there, such a sweet little place. But we mainly wanted to eat lunch at an historic restaurant called Kit's Cornbread Sandwich and Pie Bar. Guys, oh my goodness, the sandwiches are made out of cornbread. Isn't that sensational? If you're a Southerner and love cornbread like myself, it is your place to go try out. Charlotte had, I think our sandwich was called the Redneck, and it was a fried bologna sandwich. And Charlotte had her redneck on regular cornbread, and I had mine on broccoli cheese cornbread, and it was fabulous, y'all. So if you've never been to Jefferson, Texas to try out the antiquing, first of all, and then to try out Kit's Cornbread Sandwich and Pie Bar, I highly recommend that also. Charlotte and I definitely talked about maybe having a day trip or maybe going back to Jefferson, staying at a bed and breakfast, and just going through all the antique shops that are there. So that's pretty much the rundown of what Charlotte and I did on our 5-day adventure. And real fast, for any of you that do not follow me already on Instagram, I'd love for us to follow each other over on that platform. You can find me over there at Robin Lane Lowe, the same as my YouTube channel. I know a lot of you do not have Instagram. I actually did not have Instagram when I started my channel. And then I had a friend that already had a YouTube channel that suggested that I start an Instagram account. So I'm not really good at posting every day over on Instagram, but it does allow me to, post some things on an everyday basis versus having to wait to post them on one of my YouTube videos. All right, now that I've pretty much talked you guys through all of the chores that I got done today, let's do a couple of more and finish up tidying the kitchen. And then you'll see an outfit change, and then that'll be Sunday morning. So this is pretty much all I got done on this Saturday. All right, now we're starting out on this beautiful Sunday morning. Look at the sunshine outside, guys. It's so, so nice. So we're going to turn on the lights, open the blinds, let some sun come in. We have a pretty big to-do list on this Sunday. Again, the kids will be coming over. This is probably around 8 in the morning, and the kids will be here around 11:30 or 12. They all go to church, so they're going to come over after church. And so I did not cook on this day. Derek made hamburgers on the grill, thank goodness. So we did not have to dirty the kitchen too much. So pretty much my objective this morning was to continue to tidy the house, put everything back in its home. I had folded some clothes Saturday night while I watched a movie. I need to get all those clothes put up. I'm also going to do just a little bit to the front and back porches just to get the outside ready to hunt more Easter eggs today. I've got one of my favorite YouTube ladies on my TV as I'm doing my chores this morning, and this is Bonnie Barton. I'll have her channel linked below. I just found her about a month ago. She's from Austin, Texas, so she's a Texas girl like me. She is just adorable. Her channel is all about simple living, finding hobbies that you enjoy. Her and her fiance Chris will be getting married soon. She has cats and a sweet little dog, but no children yet. And so her channel inspires you to find hobbies that you could do inside your home just to help you have a relaxing home environment and just feel cozy being at home. And I'm all about that. I am very much more of a homebody as I get older, and I just enjoy being in my home. I wasn't always like that. I guess you could also say, as I've started my YouTube channel and just tried to make my home more inviting and homey and just an area I want to be in, I've just become more of a homebody, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I do enjoy being at home and finding things in my home that bring me simple joys. And Bonnie's channel definitely helps me and inspires me to find simple things at home. For instance, doing puzzles. I have not done a puzzle, guys, in probably 25 years, and I'm not exaggerating. And so I have been on the lookout for just a simple puzzle to maybe get a maybe get a card table, put it in the kids' room, and start doing a puzzle. I also Googled mental health benefits of a puzzle to kind of share with you guys just the benefits of just doing a simple puzzle. It helps with problem solving, memory, stress management, improved mood, increased IQ, increased productivity. There is so many benefits to doing a puzzle, and that's just something simple that I don't know about you, but I've just never really considered as far as improving a way to improve my mental health. Sometimes we get overloaded and stressed out in life, and God does not expect us to be a stressed out Christian. He expects us to live our life with joy and meaning. And so I am just really trying to work on that in my life and simplify my life and add more joy into my life. So let me know in the comment section if you already do puzzles or if I have inspired you to possibly start a puzzle. All right, now that we have our Arm& and Hammer baking soda on the carpet in the den, we'll let that sit there for a little bit, and then I'll head out to the front porch and to the back porch, use my handy dandy blower. I love this thing. It runs off of a battery, and it saves me time where I don't have to sweep both porches. I can just blow them off. So we'll get that done real quickly also and get that chore marked off of our to-do list. And then a little bit more about Bonnie's channel. She's also an avid reader, and she so inspires me every time I watch one of her videos to pick up a book and start reading. I'll eventually become a better reader. I do love reading self-help books. The latest book by Mel Robbins called Let Them. I'm definitely a people pleaser. I take on people's burdens when I probably shouldn't. And so I have read that book lately, and it's a really great book. And I've just also picked up a book from Joyce Myers called The Joy of an Uncluttered Life, and I'm reading that at the moment. So let me know in the comment section, do you have some hobbies that help you just, calm your central nervous system and just help you be a more calmer, relaxing person? Let me know in the comment section if you've also found a hobby that really, centers you and helps you have a simple life. All right, another big chore I need to do that is watering all my plants. I don't really have a lot of house plants right now. The one you see there in the window, that little herb garden, is actually a faux plant that came from Target, so it's actually doing pretty good right now. But I do have this plant here on the fireplace. This is a great plant that has this wonderful little watering system that right here you'll see that you just have to keep this little port full of water, and it has a self-watering system in it. It's wonderful. You can see some new growth here, so this plant is doing really well. You'll also see my mother-in-law's tongue plant right here by the window. I've thought about changing out those plants and putting that palm over here and putting this one on the fireplace. I think my palm might need a little bit more sun, but that's pretty much. And there's another little mother's tongue right here in the utility room, but it was a little bit wet, so I'm afraid to overwater that. So now that we've got our plants watered, we'll quickly vacuum the living room. Now, when I go to vacuum up that room deodorizer, carpet deodorizer, I tend to vacuum every direction to make sure I get all of that up. And I didn't mention this earlier, but I really don't use a lot of that carpet freshener because it's really not good for the filters on your vacuum. So I try, once I use my Carpet Fresh and get it all vacuumed up, that's a really good time to stop and clean out your filters and let them air dry overnight. As you see, I still have Bonnie on the television. If you love supporting YouTube channels, the best thing you can do is go find a playlist on their channel and just let that playlist play throughout your day as you're doing chores. That is a wonderful way to support your favorite YouTuber. If this happens to be the first time you've ever stopped by my channel and you've made it this far in this extra long video, I so appreciate you. I hope before you leave today, you'll hit that thumbs up button, maybe subscribe, maybe introduce yourself to us in the comment section, maybe leave your name, where you're from. We all love hearing where everyone is from. Derek and I are empty nesters, and I've had my channel for about 5 years. And I so enjoy this little channel that God has allowed me to have. And I'm so happy that you've stopped by today. Okay, friends, that's all I'm going to have for you in this 2-day home reset video. I hope I encouraged you to get your home reset for the week. Thanks for hanging out with me to the end. I'm going to finish watching Bonnie's video, do some editing on my next video also. Enjoy my last cup of coffee of the morning, and friends, I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.